Thanks for watching. I'm Margot Kinberg, and this is In the Spotlight, a closer look at a crime novel. Some crime novels have elements of more than one subgenre in them. They might have some police procedural, some traditional, some cozy, some gritty, some something else. We're going to take a look at that sort of novel today and turn the spotlight on Susan C. Shea's Love and Death in Burgundy. Catherine Goff and her rock musician husband Michael have left the U.S. for the small town of Ragny-sur-Caen in the Burgundy region of France. Catherine wants to focus on her art, and Michael wants to start over after a fallout with his band members. He's debating whether he should try to jumpstart his career by collaborating with country singer Betty Lou Halliday, who's spending some time in the area. Her husband/manager JB is set on just that, but Michael isn't sure that's what he wants. Ragny is a beautiful town, and Catherine would like to be accepted by the people who live there, but with few exceptions, most people haven't really welcomed her. They're polite, as custom dictates, but not eager to make friends with her. Still, she's hoping that she'll earn points by organizing the entertainment for an upcoming village fete. More than anything, she's hoping that the village grande dame, Madame Pomfort, will accept her. Without that seal of approval, Catherine and Michael will be social outcasts. All of these tensions turn out to seem small when a neighbor, Albert Bellegarde, dies from a fall down the stairs in his home. At first, it looks like a terrible accident. After all, the victim was elderly and not in the best of health. But the police aren't so sure it was an accident. Catherine knows the victim and his wife, Adele, so she takes an interest in the case. She also wants to be there for Adele if she can. What Catherine doesn't know is that this case will reignite some old animosities in the village, and that could make it even harder for her to be accepted. As she continues to prepare for the fete, she also asks questions and starts to hear some of the local stories and gossip, and in the end, we learn what really happened to Albert Bellegarde. So what are the elements in this story? What's the mixture and what keeps it together? Well, it is a traditional mystery in the sense that there's a death, and we don't know all the details about it, and gradually as the story goes on, we find out, if you want to say, who done it. But there's other elements too. One of the elements that really plays a role in the story is the setting. It's a small French village with its own culture and social structure. Catherine and Michael don't really fit in at first, but as the story goes on, we learn about several of the people who live there. They're not what you'd call oddballs or quirky characters, but they are small town types. There's also a group of expats and other outsiders who play roles in the novel too. And there's the food and wine. History is also important in this novel. There are people in town with long memories and simmering resentment. And some of the town's past comes up as Catherine tries to negotiate the delicate social situation and find her place in the village. As you can imagine, the network of relationships among the characters is also important in the novel. It's not really the sort of place where people can be anonymous, and gossip spreads quickly. Catherine learns quite a bit through the rumor mill and has to be very careful to try to avoid becoming the subject of gossip herself. She doesn't always succeed. You might have the feeling by now that this is a cozy mystery. In the sense that it's not violent or explicit, you'd be right. But it's not frothy. There's some real sadness in the story as Adele and her daughter Sophie try to imagine life without Albert, and everything isn't magically all right again in the end. As I say, there's also a little bit of the traditional mystery, and of course the setting. Love and Death in Burgundy is an inside look at a small French village. It's the story of the lives of the people who live there and shows what happens when those lives are turned upside down by a tragedy. This has been In the Spotlight. I'm Margot Kinberg. Thanks for watching.